everyone. Welcome to Fan Battle Cast, where for the first time, I'm hosting. We are discussing one of my most wanted matchups, as well as Next Berserker's Kickstarter pitch matchup, which is Travis Touchdown versus Jack Cayman. Of course, here with me we have the Next Berserker himself. Say hi. And we have the one that shows up in almost every single Fan Battle cast, the Dark Lore Master.
Okay, I don't show up in like every single one. Okay, whatever. Hello, everyone. It is I, the Dark Lore Master. Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be a little bit different than the normal debates we have. This is going to be more of a deep dive into these characters. Just because Next Berserker thinks that's going to be a better way to approach this matchup. And I think there's a lot of fun stuff we could talk about. But first, I want to go over Travis himself. Next Berserker is going to give us a bit of a deep dive into him. Then it's going to move to me. I'm going to give everyone a Jack Cayman deep dive. And then we're going to talk about how this would relate to a death battle, per se. So Next Berserker, tell us about Travis.
Okay, am I live?
Yeah.
Just give me a second. I gotta clear my throat. Okay. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. This is your main man, Next Berserker, on the mic. How y'all doing tonight, everybody? Or morning, whatever. And let me give you the rundown of Travis Touchdown, the one and only Crownless King. You're probably familiar with Travis Touchdown, one of Nintendo's most M-rated characters. Glorified assassin that kills for money, babes, and constantly gets suggested for death battle, etc. But while he may seem like a middle-aged loser that shakes his beam katana to scantily clad waifus, not that it's wrong, there's much more to this otaku that meets the eye. Not much is known about Travis's past, but one thing is certain. He wasn't always a killer. He was just some guy that liked games and anime, and wanted to be a pro wrestler someday. He had a life, he had parents, even had a lover named John. And said lover killed said parents, causing Travis to fall into depression. Drowning himself in booze, Travis was at his lowest point when a con artist came a-knockin'. Enter Sylvia Crystal, the enigmatic vixen who saw his potential and offered him a deal, a chance to get even, and maybe have a little fun along the way. With nothing left to lose, Travis accepts a contract to eliminate Helter Skelter, the 11th ranked assassin in the UAA. Once if swift decapitation later, Travis took his ranking and entered the ranked matches in an effort to get strong enough to kill Jean. But since he was drunk, the whole thing kind of forgot why he was fighting in the first place, and so Travis decided to roll with it and claim that he'll just become number one to bang Sylvia Crystal and to get money to feed his gaming addiction. Unfortunately, the life of a killer isn't as glamorous as Travis imagined, and what started as a path for vengeance quickly became an endless cycle of bloodshed he just can't seem to escape from. From every assassin he takes down, another rises seeking revenge for his actions. Numerous friends and loved ones indirectly paid the price for the blood in his hands, until he went on to self-imposed exile in an effort to protect them from his sins. Until he had to come back and face. Can you bring up the image of Fu?
Fu?
Yeah.
Okay, I just joined. Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
sorry,
we are
sorry,
live. Okay, I guess we now have an extra guy. Say hello, Kagura.
Hello.
Neat.
You said Fu?
Yes.
Yeah, the solo opponent.
All right, so
Did you send me a Fu?
Yes.
are we early into the stream?
Yes, we just started.
Okay.
Oh crap, I forgot to name them in the images. Crap.
Oh no.
So Travis versus Jack, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I can bring up Fu later, but the point is he had to come back again for another sequel after a little alien prince came to invade his hometown and possibly the planet. It's a long story. But though the crownless king may be lonely, he's always willing to throw down in the ring. So long as he still get his beam katana up, he'll protect his number one spot to the last breath. So give him everything you got. He'll take it all and fucking kill you with it.
that sounds like a very logical and reasonable man.
Well, assassins are logical and reasonable people. They even are willing to get a few words in before, they go into throwing down.
I
Something
would
Travis is all
definitely,
but familiar with.
I would definitely trust that person as a lawyer.
What are some things that Travis can do in a fight? Like, what is some of his equipment?
Well, first off, his most iconic weapon is the beam katana. The beam katanas are basically knockoff lightsabers that you swing around and they just cut stuff. They usually have a limited battery though, and which you gotta shake it up to more or less recharge it. Travis has 4 notable beam katanas. You have the images ready?
Yep.
Okay. First off is Bloodberry.
There we go.
Bloodberry is
Yeah.
Travis's signature beam katana, and one he managed to win online and in the internet. Don't ask me how.
You won that shit online?
But they all different beam katanas also have different settings, like Tsubaki. Usually they have a receiver, but Tsubaki.
Getting the image ready. Hold on. You can keep going.
Tsubaki is a receiverless beam katana, in which it looks like more like a lightsaber, but it's katana shaped.
That one's cooler in my opinion.
This one is cooler. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Part
looks
of the
like
properties, it's usually believed to be a little faster and stronger than Bloodberry. Albeit, Bloodberry has a unique upgrade in which you can have multiple blades on it. I didn't get an image for it though. Sorry.
so.
I believe you.
Oh, how dare you!
Yeah. So I have to ask: does Travis have any ranged weapons at all?
Actually, he has something interesting, but I'll have to bring that up later.
Okay.
Because it seems like so far it's all just melee, which is not bad.
Oh,
So,
okay. If you want range weapons, I can bring up some of the interesting stuff, like his mechs. Bring up.
Which one first?
Okay. In the original Travis No More Heroes 2, he had a giant mech that can launch people into space and had missiles. But in No More Heroes 3, he has a new full armor mode. Bring up full armor, Travis, and then full green mode.
There's full armor.
Yeah.
That
Basically, he has the ability to henshin, and this form not
Kamen
only
Rider.
allows him to fly, use beam attacks, and launch missiles, is also more or less a full arsenal that can also go all out in space, capable of fighting even Mr. Black Hole, someone who I'll bring up later.
Seems like a respectable fellow, that Mr. Black Hole.
Full green mode
Yeah.
I'm
is
for
one
it
of
now. You can go.
Travis's strongest henshins. And not only is it stronger than full armor mode, it also has the ability to summon an energy tiger to kill his foes.
An energy tiger?
Yes.
Did you send me an
Energy
image of
tiger?
that?
Wow. What's the energy? Is it like a literal tiger made out of energy?
Pretty much. It's like you know how some attacks are visualized as animals?
Yeah.
Travis is a tiger.
This guy has become a tokusatsu like man. Mr. Kamen Rider man.
He
Pretty
only
much.
gets stronger each game.
And then
Right.
also a bit.
Alright.
Then there's also his death glove. I don't really have any images, but it's more or less like a glove that he has on his hand that lets him manipulate certain powers. Like he can slow down enemies, can move them around like a psychic, call upon some weird pixel turret thing that hovers above enemies and shoots them.
All right, interesting. All right, we talked a lot about Travis, I guess. So, what does Jack bring to the table, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, we're going back and forth. So this was supposed to be a deep dive instead of less of a debate.
Oh,
Sorry,
I didn't know.
I should have told you that. You weren't part of the chat. But
Yeah, I
so
wasn't.
we were gonna stick with Travis, and then we're gonna move to Jack after, and then we're gonna talk about
Okay.
how it would work in a death battle.
Well, I just jumped into this.
Oh, I know. I appreciate you
Oh,
being
no, it's
here.
fine, fine.
Yeah, thanks for hopping in.
Yeah.
Discussion is discussion, so we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah. Anything else you want to bring up about Travis right now, or do you want me to get into Jack?
I guess, like, other than the 2 other beam katanas, I don't think we'll need the images for them. There's Peony, which is like it's basically the beam katana variant of a great sword. It's long. Then there's Rose Nasty.
That thing right there. That bad boy's long as shit.
Very much.
I didn't even notice that at first.
Dang. Know what else is long?
Oh, stop. And then the second
You know
one.
the beam katanas are innuendo.
Second one, Roseberry?
Rose Nasty.
Rose Nasty, sorry.
They're basically his twin wielding swords. They're basically his fastest weapons, in my opinion.
What is it made of pure, like, plasma energy? What are the beams made of?
I assume they're just plasma swords. They usually run on receiver, but with all the like receiverless katanas, they're a little more weirder.
This one's not.
No More Heroes is a weird series, so it's like they're just laser swords. They look cool. Like some of them even can turn into full-on dragons.
Now that we got through his beam swords, what about his long range? You brought up that he does have long range.
Yes. Other than his full armor modes and the Death Glove, yeah. Travis also has limited range options other than those, but he also has something known as Dark Side mode. Basically, when Travis gets a kill, he has a certain slot machine will appear and will possibly give him a random power-up.
So a random ass slot machine just poofs into thin air.
Yes, it's game mechanic.
So what? We can go gambling?
Gambling.
Yeah. Initially in No More Heroes 1 and 2, he had to get a kill, but with the Death Glove, he just has to get a decent combo, and then he can like roll for like the slot machine. And if he gets triple sevens, he gets full armor mode. If he gets triple green sevens, he gets the green mode. But he also has a bunch of other like dark side modes, like Strawberry on the Shortcake.
Somebody said think of it like Tifa from FF7 Slot Machine.
Yeah.
Man, I should have brought that one up.
Which one? Which one did you tell me to bring up? The Strawberry Shortcake? Strawberry
on the Shortcake, yes. In No More Heroes 2, it's just like a slow time thing, but in No More Heroes Run, he just goes Super Saiyan. Oh, and that's actually the upgraded Bloodberry right there.
Hey.
Nice.
No shadow.
Yeah. Also, why is Travis blonde?
Strawberry on the Shortcake go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, Travis is like a big ass nerd, isn't he?
Yes, he's an otaku.
Oh yeah. He's also a giant asshole.
Yeah, but that's kind of like another thing.
Bro, who is this guy? Tell him to stop ripping off Dante. He's ripping off Dante's drip. Bar for bar.
No, that's the Dante drip you get at like Five Below or Goodwill.
When he gets 3 bell icons, he now has the ability to fire energy waves.
Still, though, he's ripping off Dante's drip bar for bar, word for word. Get him out there.
He doesn't have guns, so it's not all the way. Then there's Cranberry Chocolate Sundae. In the initial, like, No More Heroes, it just turns them all gray and monochrome and the world slows down and he just goes Psycho Killer mode.
He's got multiple forms where
No More
he just
Heroes
kills
2,
everything.
he turns into a tiger.
What was that last part?
Big killer.
Sundae tiger mode. In the second game, that's what it happens when he gets the Cranberry Chocolate Sundae mode. aka 3 bar icons.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yes. Wait, no. Cranberry Chocolate Sundae tiger, I think.
Is that not the right image? Oh, did it just not show up?
Cranberry Chocolate Tiger?
Hold on. I got it. Let's try that again.
I misheard that, but did you say cranberry chocolate tiger?
Yes, all of his moves are based on like magical girls from his favorite anime. Like,
Wow.
This motherfucker have another tiger? How many tigers does he have up his sleeves?
I know Travis just likes tigers and also professional wrestling.
I mean, to be fair, those
Yeah.
things are
He
rad as
said that
shit. So,
he wanted to be a wrestler, so he trained in a gym and also practiced a lot of wrestling moves. A similar ability he likes to use with his wrestling move is throws bikini beam katana in the air, grab the enemy, and suplex them. Then the beam katana falls on the enemy, and then it stabs them. It can be their head, their stomach, their crotch, and it's like, and then they explode.
Oh. That sucks.
Oh my god.
dang. You don't do that to another guy.
Does he have any other animals other than tigers?
No, he likes cats.
Yeah.
And another cat?
Yes, he has a cat named John that talks in No More Heroes 3.
Oh my god.
This is just a fucking Yakuza game at this point.
Bro, No More Heroes is like, if you've never played it, it's insane. Those games, especially after the first one is tame compared to 2 and 3. 2 and 3
And
get
number
crazy.
1 has like a ghost of his mentor and an old woman with a super cannon.
Yeah.
Goddamn, I gotta get on these games. I have a Wii in my basement. What the fuck?
Doesn't he fight aliens in 3?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
I guess
doesn't
I
he
can
also
think
go into like a
Who
video
is-
game in one of his games, and then it's just like one of the levels is literally just Suda51 just like ranting about how bad the development for one of his games was. Like,
You mean Shadows of the Damned?
yeah, that one.
Yeah, I actually looked that up a bit, and honestly, that game is interesting to say the least. Like, there's cameos in Hotline Miami. It's made by Unreal Engine, something I'm actually use often for my own game development.
Hell yeah.
Travis and
Wait,
Hotline Miami.
Is he canonically in Hotline Miami?
No.
No? Oh, damn.
Cameo appearance.
Yes.
Would
he
have
also
been
has
funny
a
if you had to
t-shirt as
argue
well.
jacket scaling.
And then
I guess I can just bring up like Fu's. Like I said, Fu is powerful, and you know what his weakest member is? Bring up Mr. Black Hole.
Yep, this is the respectable gentleman I wanted to know about earlier. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Who is
Black Hole
this?
is one of Fu's top 10 aliens, the weakest alien, I might add. And Fu ended up destroying his planet. And more or less, he's very like down and out and like, look, I don't really care much. I just like fighting you is better than getting killed by Fu. And you know how strong Mr. Black Hole is?
I'm gonna guess he's about as strong as a black hole.
Yes, and if he basically to finish Mr. Black Hole off, Travis literally entered his black hole and into a separate universe entirely and fought him in an epic mecha battle.
What the fuck was No More Heroes 3 about?
I thought No More Heroes was all
Aliens.
about assassins. What the hell?
So
Eh.
I think this is the image you wanted me to pull up earlier.
I originally thought No More Heroes was just Travis trying to get a girlfriend and assassins, and that was it.
Oh, you mixed up Vladimir.
Is this not the same guy? Oh no.
No, Vladimir is the ghost astronaut.
No, that's
God.
Fu.
Vladimir is like an enemy that appears in No More Heroes 2. He's a boss.
Mhm.
And okay, Vladimir is a ghost astronaut with the ability to manipulate a laser cannon from space.
Oh god. Oh, is that the other image you sent me?
Yes.
I'm on it. I've got that image game. Just bring up it and I'll find it. You can keep going. This right here.
Pretty much. And Travis just looks like there was a red dot that appears on his head. It's like, huh? And it gets bigger. And then it's the moment it fires, he's like, oh fuck! And then he dodges it.
He dodges a giant laser from outer space.
Yes, and this happens for the whole boss fight. And when he more or less defeats Vladimir, he dodges a shot, from Vladimir's face that launches into the air and destroys the satellite, point blank.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
All right. Does Travis have anything else to go over? He's got the swords, he's got the robots, he's got Unreal Engine and Hotline Miami.
He's got his bike, the Denzem Tiger, and he also has a mech from Daemon Ex Machina.
Now, is that canon?
Yes, that actually happens in the final battle.
Sweet.
Like, in the final battle, after he kills Fu, he has to face Fu's friend, and he summons a giant mech. Travis is falling, and it's like, don't worry, we got a robot. And Travis is like, holy crap, is that a rollout model from Daemon Ex Machina?
That is it developed by the same people?
I have no idea.
That's awesome, though. I love Daemon X
And
Machina.
then the final battle takes place, like, Travis takes down the mech, and then they get sent to the edge of space where the final battle literally becomes Smash Bros. Like, bring up the Smash Bros. Pick.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm
So-
listening for the sound cues. That literally is just Smash Bros.
Yes.
Wait, so what? Did Suda51 realize that Sakurai's not going to let Travis into Smash? So I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll do it myself. Like, what?
Oh my god, it's a Smash Bros.
Yes.
It's even better. He looks like he's fighting a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that No More Heroes has a lot of tokusatsu in its blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more or less like in the first few, there were like some bits of it. Like Travis liked like a lot of Magical Girl anime, and then in No More Heroes 3, it just went like straight on tokusatsu. I think.
I mean, I respect the game, I guess. Respect the hustle.
A floating shopping list said, Travis, I'll make my own Smash Bros. With blackjack and hookers.
And he did just that.
Actually, screw the Smash Bros. Just bring the blackjack and hookers.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Calm yourself down.
By this
No.
point, Travis is actually married at this point to Sylvia, and he actually has twins that also came from the future to help him, and his grandson. Don't ask.
Yeah, this gets crazy. Alright.
Absolutely wild.
Okay, now I just want to talk to Suda51 like once. I want to know what the fuck is going on in his head.
I'm a fan of a lot of his games.
He's a great game maker, but I hear he's hard to work with.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure most of the people working with him are more so scared of him as opposed to like are scared of him generally as a person.
Yeah.
Honestly, I admire his work, and it's honestly been a big inspiration for me as a game designer.
Oh, 100%. The stuff he makes looks awesome. I believe he. Oh God, I'm gonna sound like an idiot. Didn't he also make like Beautiful Joe and Wonderful 101 and all that?
No, that was actually someone else entirely.
Oh, I'm stupid.
They're actually made by the company that made Devil May Cry.
Oh,
Yeah, Capcom.
I swear to God, I thought he was part of it, but I could be wrong. All right. Is there any other notes you want to hit? There's a couple things you sent me we haven't gone over yet.
Honestly, I covered a majority of what I wanted. Like, there's still some picks, but I only prepared them because it's like I felt like they could have been important, but eh.
Okay. So do you want me to? I could start going into Cayman if you want.
The floor is all yours.
You're gonna have to help me with some of the more specifics, but so Jack Cayman is. So let's start with the world itself, right? So the game starts out, and you see the military talking like, "Oh, there's some shit going down in this town, and we don't know exactly what's going on. We need to get someone in there to check it out." Flash forward to the town, and there's a bunch of thugs everywhere. The town's entirely ransacked. there's apparently a disease that was spreading throughout the town that these people released onto the people that as long as you were to take a life, they would give you the vaccine for. So they poisoned you and said, "Hey, do murder and you won't die." So the whole world is essentially the whole city, I should say, is essentially falling apart. Things are getting destroyed everywhere, and they start hosting something called the
Death Watch.
the Death Watch games. So they start hosting something called the Death Watch games, and it used to be this thing where this is how like political conflicts and disagreements essentially were resolved. You put fighters into this kind of death pit. You get people to sponsor your fighters, and they essentially fight to the death. Whoever's the one standing on top at the end of the day is the team who wins is the team that makes the next ruling, right? If it's a fight between two leaders and one of them's fighting to be on top, whoever's warrior wins is the leader, and they make the rules from then on, right? So it was kind of a way of life. And then in 2001, I don't know when the game takes place, but 2001 was the last Death Games, and the winner, spoiler, the winner is the main character of MadWorld, Jack Cayman. He's kind of like this double agent kind of guy. You think he's playing the system at first by working for the government, and then you realize he's not exactly working for the government. He's using the government to I guess do whatever he wants.
Okay, to better explain,
Yeah.
Jack Cayman is like the 3-time champ of MadWorld's Death Watch games.
Yeah.
But after the third one, he kind of got sick of it and ended up turning himself into the government to more or less be like an inside man and tell them how Death Watch games worked. In the fourth one, aka the one that takes place in the game, Jack is more or less sick of the Death Watch games themselves. So he just came more or less to enter the Death Watch games and to put an end to them once and for all. Which would have been interesting if the game actually got a sequel, but you know how that ended.
I was gonna say,
Whoops.
Was that his ultimate goal? I was trying to figure out why he crushed his connection to the government at the end and just kicked that guy down and said, "Haha, I'm not here to save anyone."
Yeah, Leo's the one who actually sent the virus.
Yeah,
He was
Leo.
more or less kind of pissed because, like, I didn't really care if you sent out the virus. I'm just pissed that you use Death Watch to promote your virus. Like, why bring Death Watch? And Leo said himself, I could have anything I wanted. Money, drugs, but the game. I couldn't have the game, and it was awesome. And Jack is like, oh, I see. You just wanted blood.
So this guy is Leo. This guy is the one who started the current games that take place during the events of MadWorld. This skinny little guy who sounds like he's Yuri Lowenthal being voiced by. Can't tell if it's actually him though. But this little guy started all that destruction. And the game's pretty simple compared to No More Heroes. Like, you're just essentially, you're playing these games until you eventually get to the end. You figure out Leo's the one running shit, and you kill Leo. And I haven't shown Jack yet. Let me show Jack Cayman, the best main character in any game because he's voiced by Steve Blum. Or Bloom, however you say it. Where is that image? Did I not save it? Oh god, I'm horrible.
Bruh.
Oh my god, am I an idiot? Don't answer that, anyone.
Yes.
Anyone who answers that is off stream.
Yes, you are.
Excuse me.
Here it is. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Here we go. This is Jack Cayman. This guy,
there he is.
yeah, this guy has got a chainsaw on his arm, and he is one of the most badass characters you'll ever see. He has so many creative ways to just kill people, right? Like, for one, he can get would you let me ask you, next Berserker, you're the one that is pitching this idea. Would you give him the sponsored weapons? Like the ones he
Yes.
gets from... Yes, okay, so I can start going through those. So Jack gets many sponsor weapons, and a lot of them are simple, but he just has a pretty good variety of them. Like, you start off easy. You got a spiked baseball bat. He can knock enemies around with this, stick into people's heads, all that fun stuff, right? You get into it more and more, right? Hold on. And we get a couple blades that he can just slice you apart with. These giant, I don't know if you could tell because it's black and white, but these are giant blades that he's sticking into this guy. And he can use these, yeah. He can use these blades to literally just take your head off. There's a scene where he just puts it in and rips the head off, spine dangling down and all. He is very skilled with all of the weapons he uses. We have this giant spear, and what he could do with this spear is stick it into somebody and like skewer them and continue fighting with them still stuck on his spear. I should have gotten an image of that. But they're very simple weapons, but he is a very brutal individual.
Do you have anything on the magnet gun?
Very, very melee focused so far.
I know, he's very melee focused. I will have that in a second, next Berserker. One of his items is a golf club in which he stomps on your body, puts it on your head, and swings your head into the distance like a golf ball, detaching it completely from your body. There's even a mini game in this game, in MadWorld, where there are goals you have to hit people's heads through. It's not Hot Shots Golf at home, let me tell you what.
Man.
So there's that. I got 2 more weapons.
Talk about extreme golfing, man.
So, again, a little hard to tell because it's black and white. He has a torch, which if he blows on, it becomes like a flamethrower kind of. But for some reason, this knocks enemies backwards.
To be fair, he was fighting zombies.
Oh yeah, he was fighting zombies. I was gonna get to that later, but yes,
Okay.
he fights all kinds of things in this game. If you're unfamiliar, he fights different zombies. There's aliens. There's all sorts of different things.
What? I thought MadWorld was just a death game. They were fighting other people.
Oh, it becomes a big government thing by the end of the game. And then the last weapon he has is this magnet gun. This magnet gun can just take and pull out. I'm not going to say any electrical device, but people who are wearing like metal armor, he can pull on and hold onto them and shoot them into like the walls, spikes, anything like that, right?
Speaking of electrical devices, in that area known as Area 66, there's like robots known as cyber slicers, and when they get hit with a magnet gun, they short circuit. Something that happens in like No More Heroes 1 is that when you're in the school level, someone sets off the sprinklers, and when Travis is holding his beam katana, it begins to short circuit, and Travis is running around the whole school getting electrocuted until he finds a way to turn it off.
So just to show this, so I did want to touch on that. Next Berserker beat me to it. That's an alien. First of all, that's what I'm showing on screen. I'll explain the bottle later, but that's an alien. Just to show proof of it. So yes, that weapon can like suck in electrical devices. So things like Travis's swords or anything like that can get sucked in. And bigger mechs, like maybe his suits, arguably Jack Cayman could like stun them or short circuit them for a couple seconds during the fight. There's other things I want to get into, like the I call this the Fun Death series. There's a lot of fun ways to kill opponents in MadWorld, and I really wanted to highlight them here. because you can see just how creative Jack Cayman is. There's this right here. So you can take your baseball bat and play a game of darts with people. You take the bat, you swing, you see them hit the target. There's different kind of challenges throughout the MadWorld games, and you're trying to acquire points to get sponsors, to get your different weaponry and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of the stuff I'm about to show with the Fun Death series, as I call it, is related to those challenges. So we have him playing darts with human bodies. We got this right here. This is I wish these images came out clear. This is two guys being inside of what I assume is a meat shredder. You can just knock them into it and they get grinded up. You got you got this right here. Jack is he shakes a bottle as hard as he can and puts it in the person's mouth, like jams it down their throat, and when the fizz pops and like it sends the other person flying, like it bursts in their mouth and you see them fly. It could be against spiked walls, it could be against a bunch of different things that just will kill them.
Are we allowed to say what the Bloodbath Challenge was them for?
I didn't include an image of it, but if you want to explain it, because I don't, it's a very like haha sexy kind of thing, and I didn't want to like throw that in the stream. But you can explain it.
Okay, basically the Bloodbath Challenge for that was called Money Shot. Basically, they had giant like billboards of scantily clad women and their spikes on their erogenous zones.
Yes.
And you gotta shake up the bottle, stuff it down the throat, and have them fly into the spikes.
Yeah.
And that's the money shot.
That is very funny. Very funny.
I got my personal favorite. So this one, you put a bunch of people in these different fireworks casings, right? And after you put them in those casings, you can send them into the sky and watch them explode into a firework.
Man, if this guy was in Mortal Kombat, he would be the easiest one to find fatalities for.
I know, it would be that. You just gave me my favorite.
Honestly, the hardest part about figuring out a fatality for Jack is just narrowing it down, because this man would have like fucking 20 fatalities that would put to shame the rest of the cast. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Imagine Homelander being subjected to those fun time deaths. Absolutely hilarious.
Developers of Mortal Kombat, please. That would be so peak.
We got a few more I want to cover. We got 3 more fun deaths. This one, for some reason, there's just a giant hand. I don't think it's robotic. It doesn't move like the other robot hands in the game. It just looks like...
Frank.
Huh?
Frank.
Is it? At this point in the game, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
No, it's Frank.
Oh, it is? Okay. So there's a giant guy under the ground, and if you hit someone into his hand, he just clenches it, and they explode.
So what, there's just some random guy with giganticism in the sewers? Like, what?
You'll see him. I actually have an image of him. I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
Okay. MadWorld has different worlds, like the city world, the Asian town world, and then there's the haunted castle.
He's using worlds in terms of like video games. It's not planets. It's just areas.
The haunted castle is basically like, you've seen gargoyles, right?
Yeah.
It's basically a castle that was transported into the city. Oh yay! The garbage chute.
So,
are you sending that guy to the underground? What?
At Next Berserker's request, I wanted to add another one of my favorite ones. You go to I think it's called Area 666 or Area 66, and you can just knock people into a garbage chute, and they get sucked out and explode.
They basically get sent to space.
And then we have, I think, one more. Yeah, one more.
Man,
that's a head on the left-hand side. It's hard to see because the black and white monochrome color palette. That's a head right there. You knock heads onto the roulette table and it spins, and you watch the head spin on the roulette table, and you get points when you do it. That's the last fun death I have.
That is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, holy crap! This
You just see what he does to the bosses.
I want to bring up, if I can find it. I hope I added it. Oh, I added this just in case, but Jack does pick up a gun in the game. He doesn't have many long-range options, but he just picks one up, and unlike the other weapons where he gets rid of, he doesn't get rid of it, but he never uses it. I just wanted to bring that up just in case someone brings up the argument, oh, he has a gun, though, but, like, he kind of doesn't.
I mean, he has to. It's good to know. I mean,
He's good with guns.
Yeah.
you can't use a gun in the game, right? The closest you get is like that magnet thing, right?
Yeah, you don't, the magnet, and that's not even a gun. You just pull things and shoot them out. It's like...
The only time he's used the gun in game was against that cowboy.
It's, so... Jack, Travis has a motorcycle. Jack has his very own motorcycle. But Jack's motorcycle isn't normal. So in a boss fight he gets in... I hit the wrong button. In the boss fight he gets in, he's fighting someone who also has a chainsaw. I'll show an image of him later. He fights someone who also has a chainsaw gun, chainsaw arm, and fights on a bike. And Jack's way of defeating him is to... Oh, whoops. Wrong one. Hold on. Sorry. I have two of these. Did I not? Oh, I see. Okay, I know what I did. So Jack's way of defeating this guy... this is the guy, first of all. So, I'm not sure what accent he's got, but he's a very cool motherfucker. You fight him, you're classing chainsaws on your bike.
Let me see if I can do his accent. I'm gonna fuck you up!
Yeah, it's kind of like that. The way Jack decides to fight and beat him is this right here. Is to take his own motorcycle while he's in the sky and throw it down at the guy, which causes the other guy's motorcycle to explode while Jack's bike is completely fine. He gets back on it while it's still in the air and just starts riding, even though he just slammed it into the ground to kill that guy. So that bike's durability is pretty crazy. Let's see, what else do I want to go over for Jack? Do we want to go over some of the, Santi says, which game has the better bosses? I learned about these guys via the Fiery Joker. I don't know what Fiery Joker is. Someone's gonna have to fill me in on that.
Oh, he's a countdown guy.
The countdown?
He's the one also doing Blaze versus Starfire, so...
Oh, okay. So... let's. Are you okay with if kind of like rapid firing the bosses?
Sure.
Because I feel like it is pretty important to bring these guys up because they are so fun. This guy's a giant. Next Berserker will know their names because I'm so
Little
bad with
Eddie.
names. Little Eddie. This guy fights you. His whole method of fighting is overpower you. He's got a giant spike ball that's that he holds on his arm. And Jack Cayman, being the goat that he is, with almost every single bigger than life villain that he has to fight, will defeat them insultingly with their own weapons. So Jack Cayman decides to beat this guy by taking his own mace and continuously swing. First of all, look at the size difference there. Taking his own mace and spinning it in circles and then eventually swinging it up and slamming it back down in his head. The amount of strength for that is crazy. But I can do it.
He's superhuman.
Yeah, I mean, Jack does look like he would unironically eat a fucking cow raw and then just, like, shit a brick. He seems like that kind of guy.
Jack looks like one of... You know what Jack looks like to me? He looks like one of those Spider-Man villains from, like, the 90s comics. He would just appear and fight Spider-Man and give him a hard time.
And he would probably win. Let's be real. Jack Cayman versus Spider-Man, that's not a debate.
I don't know. Go my Herald level Spider-Man.
So we got the second boss, right? This guy's name is...
Jude the Dude!
Thank you. And he fights you using guns. He has little like spikes and roller skates on his feet, I believe, and he grinds throughout the arena all around you as you fight to like just kind of keep you moving. And here is where we get Jack's best speed feat, at least from what I can tell in the game.
I mean, if you count the aliens with the ray guns.
Do they actually fire ray guns? I didn't see that.
Yeah, the aliens have ray guns.
Okay, so apparently the aliens have ray guns. We don't know if that's actual light though, but it is a ray. So hold on. This boss, of course, I just wanted to show. He's got 2 pistols in his hand. And Jack, because he steals every enemy's weapons, not only deflects the pistols, the ting-ting is him hitting the bullets out of the sky mid-air when they're fired close range to him. But he also got his hands on those guns. And ended up kicking him and shooting him a shit ton of times, right? Guns in his hand, all that. But first of all, those are only like 6 to 8 barrel things. Yet he shoots, I think, 28 times. And he shoots him so quickly and so fast that he turns the other guy into a skeleton.
Wait, was he shooting him in the ass in that other one?
No, he took his guns.
Oh yeah, that's actually the uncut
pockets.
version. Basically, in an uncut fatality, he instead just doesn't turn him into a skeleton. He just shoves both guns up his ass and raises them up, and then he shoots them into the sky like a firework.
Wait, really?
Yes, that's the uncut version.
Ooh, I didn't know
Ooh,
that.
What the hell?
But seriously, are you saying he shot like 20 bullets max? He had guns that were 20 bullets max, and he shot 28 bullets without reloading.
I don't know if exactly 28, but he shot way more than the whatever.
Oh my god!
Did he just generate the bullets in the gun?
And they can still live.
It is.
Holy crap!
What? Crazy.
This reminds me, like when I was very young, there was like I was just remembered of this memory. When I was very young, there I saw like there were some people like this was early on. I think this was before Death Battle was even a thing. There were people actually debating Jack versus Master Chief, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, what is Master Chief gonna do? I got just
just looking at this, man.
I got a few more things because
just
we'll be
looking
at an hour soon.
Look at this ridiculousness, man. It's like, yeah, Master Chief gets cooked.
I've actually seen some fights for Rick Taylor as well.
So maybe I don't need to go through every boss. This next boss is all right. I'll kind of rapid fire them. This guy right here is a giant guy.
Von Corlin killer.
Yeah, thank you. And his main method of attack is to shoot or send out mini tornadoes at you.
His arms are turbines, basically.
Yeah. So he hits the ground, tornadoes show up, essentially, right? And Jack's way of defeating him, I didn't show the actual image of him dying. I just want, because I thought this was more impressive. Jack takes his gauntlets, but knocks him this high into the air with a single punch and holds up that turbine and shreds him in it. But I just looked at him punching him this high, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it's only peak human. So then we get to boss. I'll skip boss 4, but her death was by far the most brutal death.
Rin?
The one with the fans?
Yeah. Oni.
Yeah, this guy, Oni, right here. Very easy to understand. He also has chainsaws on his on his little staff there. And Travis once again.
Travis.
Sorry, I meant Michael Myers. Oh fuck! I mean,
Travis just walking into MadWorld like, it's okay, Jack. I got
then-
this.
Oh,
And
I
then he
got
just gets
this.
his ass beat.
he slams it into him. I'll speed up here because now I'm realizing I saved too many images of every single boss for some reason.
Okay, while we're speedrunning, basically the Rin boss, she got thrown and got eaten by animatronic noodle stand.
I know that shit. That shit hurt my soul. So let's see. What's a good moving on point?
We can show off Frank since I mentioned him.
So boss 6 is this guy, and this guy himself is very impressive. Of course, you know, Jack Cayman defeats him, right? And he defeats him by hitting him inside one of the fireworks cannons that you saw before. He hits a mountain and explodes, or a volcano and explodes. So I don't know if that's a real volcano. Maybe you can.
It's weird.
It's
And
weird.
Yokozuna is also strong enough to throw helicopters.
Yeah. So, but there's one. Oh god, I hope I saved this image. There's one thing I wanted to bring up that I don't know if you would have an answer to. And something that not a lot of people have talked about when they talk about Travis versus Jack, right? It might be at the bottom. So, in this image right here, it says, all sumo wrestlers vie to be the best, the Yokozuna, but to win you must fight. One man has taken up the call to be champion. He's torn tigers in two and broken bears' backs. What did you say that Travis can turn into again?
Okay, you got me there.
Oh my god. Anti-tiger feet.
So he's like, hold on, I can't remember who Boss 7 is. Hold on. Boss 7 is this guy doesn't matter. He just
The
gets
shaman, they're basically a werewolf parody.
Yeah.
World 3, aka the castle that's haunted, basically because they transported a whole entire cursed castle into the city. It's all Monster Mash tropes.
And the way Jack beats him is he puts a collar around his neck and gets on his motorcycle, which appears out of thin air, mind you, and just like drags him all over the ground. Boss.
Apparently in the wiki, he said that when he drove away, his head was torn off.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That is the big guy that our good pal Berserker was telling us about before. I need to.
That fucking Frankenstein? The Frankenstein's monster. Chat, please don't rip me apart for that.
Oh, my camera fucked up. But that is literally Frankenstein, a giant Frankenstein.
Well, it's Frankenstein's monster.
It's Frankenstein's monster. That's the thing. Frankenstein is the scientist.
His name is Frank.
His name is Frank, yes. He is a giant guy. He is the hand you saw above before, which is something I never knew, so thank you for explaining.
Yeah, Frank is basically made out of dead fighters, and he actually shoved a hand up someone's ass so hard it turned them into a human puppet.
What?
How is this game even allowed on the Wii?
Oh, you should see Black Baron. That was like a whole violation.
Oh,
What the
yeah.
fuck were
Oh
they
my
smoking
God.
at Nintendo's approval office that day?
Black Baron.
So throughout the fight, Frankenstein is powering up by sitting down in his chair and getting shocked with electricity and gaining his health back, and you have to hit him while he's on the chair to stop it. But the way Jack Cayman kills him is, alright, you use this to heal, but what happens if I overcharge the fuck out of you? So he cranked the thing to keep electrocuting him until he eventually exploded.
You know, I don't think Jack is a good person looking at this.
No.
Jack has one
What?
quote of line that's
No.
known for him. I don't help people. I kill them.
That is the last line in the game.
Travis takes the moral victory.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things I liked about this fight because it's like Jack goes tired of killing and so he quit, but he feels like he can't escape. Whereas Travis learned that his rampant raging for revenge and killing, and he learned to sympathize and humanize his enemies.
So the next I won't show every image I have. Obviously, I saved too many. These guys, what are their names?
The Masters.
So
Master.
these guys are in Area 66, where you fight the aliens and stuff, and they hold what the announcers apparently say are like lightsabers.
They are very lightsabers.
Yes. So Travis's sword wouldn't cut Jack. Jack can take a hit from this. So you fight them. They have telekinetic powers, but I'm not going to show their death because truthfully, it doesn't matter. He uses telekinesis.
Not really
against them.
telekinetic powers. It's more or less like electromagnetic, like suits.
But what's important is that they can use telekinesis, and they did this. They took two giant freighters, like those big storage containers, those big metal ones, and threw them at Jack. And Jack, using nothing but his hands, was able to push them away and then use his chainsaw to easily slice them in two. Jack is very used to slicing giant things he shouldn't into. As we see, is it this one right here? Someone throws a whole ass train car at Travis. Sorry, Jack. Someone throws a whole ass train car at Jack. Just throws it right at him, and he just slices straight through it. That chainsaw is made out of lightsaber material or some shit like that.
That was Little Eddie.
Yeah, Little Eddie, the first boss in the game, sliced straight through a train car. So his equipment is crazy, right? I did save a picture of that last boss, but I don't think I'm going to share it because I don't like it. There was boss 9. If you want to explain the succubus.
Crap, I actually forgot her name. Basically, she controls a bunch of bats, and Jack basically beats her by clipping her wings, spanking her, and then spanking her ass so hard she gets sent flying out the window.
Another question is...
I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't that.
I did not save a picture of the spanking because if I did show it, I don't want him to get Santi to get age restricted or anything like that. So
your girlfriend also probably would have been on your ass about that. Yeah, I get it.
No, I promise you, she was there when I was researching.
Travis.
She was staring daggers at you, buddy. She was staring daggers. Trust me.
Travis seems more impressive at first. There's a lot of dodging light and whatever. He can dodge bullets. That's like the same speed, right? But can he come back from death? Canonically, within the MadWorld universe, the announcers even mention this. Jack Cayman could get different balloons and different items. The balloons give him an extra life, and the different items give him the spear, the bat, and all that kind of stuff. And they straight up say, "Oh, it's really weird. Nobody's picking up these items. We're pretty sure Jack is the only one who can see them." So Jack has an arsenal that Travis just can't see, and he can pick up life balloons that the game acknowledges give you an extra life.
Actually, he ever heard of Travis Strikes Again? He actually enters the game world.
So what is the start of this fight? Travis decides to just sit down and play some MadWorld, but then he gets sucked into the game, and now he has to beat up Jack Cayman in order to get out. Is that how the fight starts?
I mean, it could be a scenario, but that's not the one I imagined.
Honestly, knowing Suda51 and what the fuck MadWorld is on about, that is entirely possible.
Jack and Travis got in a motorcycle race, and then Jack throws his motorcycle at Travis. The fight starts. The end.
So here, before we get into that, I saved way too many images for this, but I'll just show two more because we've already been going, I think, an hour. So what do you think Jack should get the special weapons, or do you think it should just be what he gets in game?
Just for fun, it could be interesting to see them.
It doesn't change the debate, just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
It does nothing. It's just a cool thing. 2 extra weapons he could have.
I mean, due to the nature of this debate and how it's this episode and how it's mostly just like not like, oh, this is super close and like you'd have a ton of debate. It's more so like you just get to see two guys beating the shit out of each other. I just
Random
like
bullshit.
so we
Go.
have pure maximum beating the shit out of each otherness.
Here's the
Random
thing-
bullshit. Go.
Here's the thing, though. One last image I'll show. People think that Jack, he's doing all this horrible shit. He literally just smacks a woman on the ground in the game. He does some bad things. Jack Cayman, similar bad things. He also smacks a woman on the ground. But does Travis support public health care? Our boy Jack does. So he gets the moral victory here. I'm sorry. What are you going to do against that?
He supports his local video store and
I
hates
mean, Travis. Doesn't Travis like help?
All right, he also
help out a
supports
little?
the astronauts.
What's it? So now that we've kind of like given the lowdown, and like gone through like what these character stories are, what they do, how do you imagine a fight going between these two? Like, how would the setup be, like, ideally for you?
Well, if you've seen Balrog vs. DJ Combo, I imagine it's like a huge arena. The arena set, weapons are everywhere, and then we have like the competitors like being introduced, name for name, their titles, and before the fight starts, they have a brief like talk, and then fight. And there's actually co-commentators talking about the combat.
Yeah, I think you need to incorporate them. Also, those guys are funny as hell.
I think
you need to incorporate the commentators.
Oh my god, you
Yes,
could
I
bring.
actually, in my pitch, I actually compared like the commentators to Wiz and Boomstick.
He said, A Floatin said, no love for the Black Baron. Fine, I'll show you the Black Baron. All right, I'll show you it so I can get it off.
This
my
is the
comments.
one Death Battle MU where you could bring back the original fight sound effect.
That is the Black Baron. He is just a guy that continuously dies through the game until Jack kills them.
Are we allowed to show
He's
this?
actually the strongest character in game.
Are you say we're allowed to show this? I got that clip from YouTube. So, Jake from Adventure Time. Yeah, I figured that out when I was watching it. Dude, those guys are so funny. There's two commentators throughout the whole game because this is like a televised event, right? Like sponsors are watching it and like sending equipment and whatever these guys need during.
Oh
the
my
games.
god, the
And
world.
these guys are like there's this line where one of them is just like kind of like your ex in bed, and the other guy is just like, how would you know? He's like, guess. It's like,
How'd you know that?
Christ.
Oh my god.
Oh wait,
Howard
then there could
Holmes
even
and
be
Chris
some
Creed.
joke after the fight ended where Boomstick's like, "What? These guys are taking our job. We gotta kill them." And then just hear a shotgun cock.
Oh god, they need an animator for that though. We need them to finally get their animation back for that. So it should be technically inside one of the MadWorld arenas where Jack can get his different death traps. Because a lot of Jack's arsenal is the environment itself. And just so I can I have images for this, so I can show that off. And he uses different things, like there's different cars and things with spiked walls that Jack throws people into.
They're called rose bushes.
Yeah. There's different things around the environment. Jack Cayman is very much an environmental fighter. He gets like propeller blades. Someone really bring out a propeller blade and Jack throws people into it.
Ah, the Terminator.
Yeah. And there's stuff like that. He can get tires or different like helmets in the game and like slam them over your body. Like, we need an environment for, at least for Jack's side, to let him use all that equipment, because that's the bread and butter of his game. And I don't think putting Travis in that environment hampers him in any way. I believe he still would
Travis
have
is
all
always
his
like
equipment.
going to the areas where his bosses are, where they usually have like the home field advantage.
Can we put a Smash Bros reference in the fight and just have Smash Bros knockout effects?
Yes. I'm going to say
Sure.
yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Like a-
something like I wanted to include in the fight is that they have like their quick time events, like since they're all so closely related to like two arrows, like flash, boom, Travis is like new era, like crash, along with comic book sound effects as well, since that's also like MadWorld's thing. Well,
Yeah.
as Travis is like all video game logic, so it's like there's gonna be a lot of video game references.
Yeah, and both of them have a shit ton of QuickTime events. Every single boss fight in MadWorld has one. I believe the same is said for No More Heroes.
Yes,
Almost
it's
every
like
single
his
boss fight has
counter
those
flashes
encounters.
and like his suplexes all require motion controls.
Yeah. Dude, we need to see the Wii remotes appear in the death battle. So
Like that's one of the main appeals, like for this fight, like the quick time events, something that Azura versus Kratos should have done.
I know.
Oh man.
Yes.
So, just to wrap things up, we've gone over how we kind of want the fight to go. We've gone over both characters. Should we still do a poll? I think we should, just to get your guy. We'll do a poll to see who they think wins and general ideas after hearing us discuss these characters. Matchup.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I do have an idea for something you could potentially do in the fight. So both of them have motorcycles, so you could potentially have like a little motorcycle chase happen mid-fight, but then Travis falls off his motorcycle and eats shit. And then Jack can come around and then do the Akira slide. And then Travis could get jealous, saying like, "What? I was supposed to do the Akira slide. The Akira slide. That was my thing." Before Jack just spins around and then just rams into Travis with his motorcycle, trying to run him over.
Okay, and then he'll just comically just get a Travis-shaped hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I mentioned that there should be a motorcycle battle in my pitch, and that there should be an Akira reference.
Yeah.
I mean, they both ride motorcycles, and they're both crazy on motorcycles. It needs to happen.
Yeah, and they actually had bosses in their games where they fought on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can also tell that this is definitely like mostly going to be like a close quarters combat fight, which could be cool because then you could see the wide arsenals by having them like destroy each other's weapons partway through, and then they just quickly switch to other weapons. Like Jack could destroy some of Travis's laser swords, only for him to bring out other laser swords in order to continue the fight. And Travis could destroy some of his like spiked bats or chainsaws, and then he just picks something up and then continues fighting. Like I'm imagining something like that.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring up, would you give him a rocket launcher? So technically he uses the rocket launcher against the big, here I can pull up an image.
Martin?
He technically uses a rocket launcher against one of the bigger bosses.
Martin, the giant robot piloted by an alien.
Yes. So that thing, he fights with a rocket launcher, but it looked to me, oh, you guys might not be able to see this. Oh, wait, there we go. It looked to me that it was part of the assembly line and not a sponsor equipment. So I'm not sure if you would give it to him or not.
It's so-and-so. Maybe, I don't know.
Does he only use it this one time?
Somebody says, brought up Jack Anarchy Reigns. So Next Berserker told me about it. I didn't have time to really look into what exactly it was.
Anarchy Reigns is like a spiritual successor to MadWorld. It's basically an alternate universe, post-apocalyptic, that involves the characters, albeit revised a little bit. Like, Jack in that game is a little more like, he's similar, but he's a little more sympathetic, I guess. Like, he had a daughter who got shot.
Jesus. Okay. So, is there any other notes? Actually, there's one more note I want to hit before we end this. Why this matchup? Why did you decide to pitch this of all matchups?
Yeah, I thought the favorite for Travis was Scott Pilgrim.
You get out of here.
I genuinely do not care.
Out.
Program,
I mean, we're gonna have to do a cast for that one as well, but get out.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's like, I just don't feel anything for Scott. I guess it's like, when I was a fan of Death Battle, I learned about these two characters, and when I went into the games, I loved it. And honestly, Travis and Jack are literally the first characters I actually did research for in Versus Debates. I'm actually not that good at researching, but it's like, I still tried.
Same.
Like, you know the Versus Battle wiki? Travis stepped down, that page was made by me, and so was Jack Cayman. It was ass. but I tried.
Ooh, time to go delete the entire thing. Ooh.
Wow.
Sunset, I'm sorry,
But
but
like, yeah, it basically started my hobby into versus debating, and it's like I wanted this fight for a long time, and as the years went by, it's like I realized I still want this fight, even if it's a stop now, because it just
the legacy it holds is better than the debate you can have with it, I think, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I
tired of
mean,
waiting. Okay,
yeah, I mean, when I went into this cast, like, I was kind of on the fence about this matchup a little, mostly due to the fact that it's like a god stomp. But I was willing to like learn more about this matchup in order to think like, oh, why is this cool? And after this cast, I'm genuinely really, I'd be excited if this matchup happened.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely need to play like MadWorld and No More Heroes in order to like fully get this matchup. But like at this point, I'm a fan. Like, I'd be happy if this happened. You know?
Yeah, I don't mind this matchup either. I wouldn't mind it. Like, I think it's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like my and Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, next, didn't you mention Wisdom
Oh my
Okay,
god.
Ben and Chad said something about this matchup during a pitch that like it's likely or something? Did you say something
They
like that?
said they really liked my pitch and they wanted to like send them my slides.
Mm.
They even liked the idea of the art styles changing up depending on who has the advantage. Like when it's like Jack has the advantage, it's all monochrome like his game. But when Travis has the advantage, it's all colorful. And I involved like Anarchy Reign's palette style could be like the color version of Jack.
Okay.
I also like the idea of the monochrome in the color, and the fact that their art styles aren't so different that they would clash. Like we see it sometimes like Vader, Obito, but these games, even though they're very different, that their art styles would work and mesh well together. But you
Yeah,
would
like
still
the
have that difference with monochrome, and No More Heroes is very colorful.
yeah,
So
like
you can have both.
yeah, like they both have cell shading, so they won't necessarily look too different in each other's art styles. And I think like I was actually thinking about this during the cast, like how would the art styles clash? But having whoever's winning art style be shining through more, that does sound cool.
Yeah,
Although
we saw a little bit of a taste of what they did in Spawn versus like Ghost Rider, in which Heaven and Hell were clashing.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Constantly flashing between monochrome and color.
I would save that for like near the climax of the fight before we get like the winner.
I do think
Yeah.
the beginning should stay monochrome, and then change as it goes. I
Yeah,
think that would be
although-
unique for Death Battle.
Although something I do want, if it does swap into like the MadWorld style, I want like Travis's like red jacket to stay red, because I think that'd be cool in order to allow him to stand out within the monochrome world.
It also would work
it's
within
like
the art style where
also
blood
I
is
wanted
still
the
visible.
sunglasses to also be red.
Yeah,
Like I commissioned art to have that in the piece. I really
Also,
should have.
hands off to Sherm, by the way, who made half his fan cast thumbnail gray for this. It's little, but he didn't have to.
yeah. Major props to Sherm. He's very dedicated to this entire thing.
Just reading the comments real quick.
Yeah. So,
Bless you.
Yeah,
Dark.
everyone agrees, and I agree too that this is Jack versus Travis's best matchup. I'm fully on board with that. That's already in one of my most wanted. I will fight for that matchup till the day I die.
I'd probably be very depressed if I got anything else. Like, if you want to do anything else with Travis, like get his higher scaling, maybe save him for another match. Have
You
this
can always
fight
bring
first.
him back.
they could bring him back. They don't have to like.
Yeah, and I mean, No More Heroes does have a pretty decent following, much more than something like MadWorld. So, something you could potentially do with Travis is like have him on this be his introduction to the show, and you get to show his more brutalistic nature, and even portray his stats as more like down to earth. Like you don't got to mention the cosmic stuff. You could just kind of make it seem a little closer than it actually
you just
is.
give him like his NMH 1 and 2 scaling and ignore the NMH 3 for another day.
Yeah, you could ignore the scaling from there, and then if you were to bring him back against someone like I don't know, like Dante or Scott Pilgrim or whatever, then you could start bringing up the No More Heroes 3 scaling, mention how cosmic he is, and lean more into like the anime and tokusatsu that the series goes into in No More Heroes 3. I think that'd be cool. Although
Yeah,
if you
it's important here that like for this fight, I want to like show them that these two are killers and the paths they took. Like Travis, like I said, learned to empathize with his like fellow killers, while Jack feels like he just can't escape out of it.
Yeah.
He said, I feel like Travis would look good if he was mostly black and white, but his sword, beam, jacket, and glasses were in color. But that would kind of go against the color scheme of oh my god, MadWorld.
It's like for some reason alien blood is blue, so
Oh,
maybe
no, you're
not.
right.
You know.
But I think that's all we have for this cast. I think, by the way, I got washed. Santi got washed against me yesterday for Diaborma versus Cell. I got washed on this one.
Honestly, I think we were pretty successful. I would
The
didn't
price
really
you
do,
must
but I winged it, and I think we were very successful at what we did.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, just because you lose a
Oh,
debate doesn't mean you didn't have fun.
Jury vote. Dark, who wins? Jury vote.
Okay, I am going to go against I'm gonna go against what everyone thinks wins. And Travis stops.
Yeah. Travis should just, like, based on what I heard, Travis should just eviscerate Jack with zero effort, but
I really tried to find strength beats that weren't on the wiki, like holding back the container, because you wrote the wiki, you said? You said the best feat he did was to throw someone through a wall, and he has things of
like the best thing I tried to give you was like a volcano thing. It's like maybe that could be like something, but
But I tried to find better feats. The best I can get is bullet time. Maybe if we could prove that the aliens had laser guns, you can get him to a different type of speed. But I don't see any evidence of it being light, and I don't want to stand here and lie to you. So,
I mean,
but I think this was fun.
Yeah, this is definitely a fun matchup. I hope it happens. And that is not only because I'd rather Scott not absolutely die against Travis.
Oh yeah, tune in tomorrow for Akechi versus Oberon.
yes, I will be there, and I will be rooting against Akechi 100%.
I have
Yeah,
no
well,
idea who
also,
Oberon is, 'cause
I will be
checked up on Facebook.
debating for
It should be
Akechi,
interesting to
so
learn
stay
what kind
tuned
of
for
bullshit
that.
he has.
I won't be there, but I'll criticize you next month.
Okay, I just want you to know, if you say I did a bad job, buddy, I know where you live.
That's so crazy. I do too. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye, everyone.